My client settled their case, so this Dallas trip was cut short. So, let's go home.
There's a guy who wants to talk to you. Let's listen.
Hey everybody, today's main comment comes from Chronic Zombie, who says there's an issue with the 1972 blue marble photo I've shown several times. He says since the whole side of the earth is lit up in that photo, that means that the rest of the earth should be in darkness. But if you go to the timeanddate.com and put in that time of the photo, it doesn't match. Well, I have a little time up here while I'm at the airport, so I did the legwork. It took about 5 minutes, and it shows that he's incorrect. First off, this photo was taken from 26,000 miles or so away, so it's still kind of close. So the facing side of the earth is closer and the outer edges are obscured. Just perspective issues. Secondly, if you look at this photo, you can see that the terminator line of nighttime is creeping in on the lower right-hand side, just past the edge of Australia, which means there's more sun past the upper left, well beyond Africa and toward the west, which we see in its entirety. Now, if I pull up timeanddate.com for that photo, you can see that the twilight line is starting just into Australia there, and the sunlight is beyond Africa, both north and west. Now, if that's not enough, we can use Google Earth to roll back the clock to the date and time of that photo. And lo and behold, we can reproduce it by putting ourselves at the distance and the proper angle. Even the little Terminator shadow in the lower right. Then I can move the Earth around and confirm that it matches timeanddate.com. Anyone can do this. It only takes a few minutes. I'm at the airport. So, Chronic Zombie, go try it for yourself, and you'll see that the 1972 blue marble photo matches our simulation software. Next, Finboy asks if I watch Game of Thrones and if I have any predictions for the final season. Yes, I do, and I do have some thoughts on what might happen. Now, the show has gone beyond the book, so I don't have any inside information, but the last episode hinted at a future conflict between the two characters that have a genetic claim to the Iron Throne. That's going to become an increasing issue throughout. The rest of the season and after the coming war. And my prediction is that the character that thinks she cannot conceive a child will do so, and that child, being the uncontested genetic heir to the Iron Throne, will end that conflict. Now look at that. Predictions without spoilers for those who aren't caught up. Next, we have this one from Peter and Pete, who say that people from my side of this issue need to realize that the flat earthers' understanding will never fit into the understanding of mainstream science. So we'll always think they're wrong. But it's not a lack of mainstream understanding that makes flat earthers wrong. It's that mainstream hasn't proven to be true. Now, the first thing I want to point out is that Peter and Pete made no mention of globe deniers needing to prove themselves correct. Only that they won't fit with the mainstream science, and that mainstream science hasn't been proven. Again, this is why I call them globe deniers and science deniers, because they're about denying, not proving. But mainstream science has been proven, specifically when it comes to the shape of the Earth and the structure of the solar system. It's proven every time we make predictions based on that science. Whenever we use our GPS devices, whenever a craft or device is put into orbit, whenever a craft or device is put into orbit, and whenever we receive photos of the Earth from orbit. Now, people like Pete and Repeat deny that proof because that's what they do. But the fact is, mainstream science predicts and is supported by what is observed from the surface of the Earth into deep space, while the flat concept has nothing. Do better. Okay, Hajo asks, is U.S. education really that bad? He feels sorry for us. No, it's not. People have a responsibility to participate and continue their own education and get something out of it. Some people stopped learning science in high school. It's an elective course after a certain point. When what they see and hear now doesn't fit with what they remember from their limited schooling, they doubt the information they received instead of doubting themselves. Maybe it's the American tendency to assume we're right and others are the problem. That's the real issue. All right, everybody, this airport's getting a little bit distracting. That's it for today. See you in the next one. Take care.
That's my job. That's what I do. I don't lose. I win. I win. Is there no one on this planet to even carry challenge me?
Maybe you came by to congratulate me on last night's victory.